Tonight on ESGN TV, it's the first ever daily news show. Let's get to know our ESGN TV partners, and we talk with Travis from On Gamers about his adventures in the Atlantic. We also check in with our correspondent Susie Kim to find out what's happening in Korea. All this and more, welcome to the Daily News. Hello from Studio One in Babelsberg. My name is Dan Cho, and I am thrilled to finally get on the air to report all about the esports industry. In this first week, we'll spend a day covering each game in depth as we continue to get all systems running. We like to begin each day with some neat facts. Tonight is January 6th, the launch of our network, and on this day in history, the creator of Chrono Trigger and Dragon Quest was born. Also, Peanuts, the comic that brought you Snoopy and Charlie Brown, debuted in newspapers. So at the top of the show, we want to thank a few moments to our partners who have joined us in our effort to deliver the news. Here at ESGN TV, we are extremely excited to partner with GameFi, GOM, and ESL, the most established esports organizations in this space. However, not everyone is familiar with these guys, so let's take a look at what they're all about, starting with GameFi.
游戏风云创建于2004年，是 SMG 旗下一家专业的游戏电视媒体。发展至今，我们已经拥有5000万家庭电视用户，分布在全中国的220个城市。在互联网上，我们拥有超过1000万的注册用户。每天，我们都向观众提供新闻、比赛、教学、攻略等电视专业栏目。全年的节目生产量近2000个小时。从2007年起，游戏风云举办了第1届季联赛，延续至今已经有了6个年头。季联赛是中国最专业、最具有影响力的赛事之一，曾经创造了300万同时在线观看的记录。今年，我们也拥有了属于自己的电子竞技场馆。目前，中国的很多比赛都是在我们这里举行的。虽然中国起步的比较晚，但中国有着巨大的市场，我们也希望尽快的能够和全世界的同仁们一起为电子竞技创造更好的舞台。我们希望能够在大家的共同努力下，电子竞技逐渐成为年轻人们心目当中最主流的体育运动项目。ESGN 是为了搭建一个全球化的电子竞技网络平台，那么这个平台我相信将会给整个全球的电子竞技，无论是从积分也好，或是从视频的分享也好，从赛事的组织也好，都会是一个积极推进的作用。所以我们也希望和 ESGN 一起走在这个行业的最前端，为这个行业做出我们自己的贡献。我们相信有 ESGN， 我们有更好的明天。
GameFi's G League Season 2 concludes with IG vs DK for Dota 2, which takes place January 13th, and the World Elite Academy, that's right, the We Academy, not the main team, versus Young Glory for League of Legends on January 18th. Check out all the action via gamefi.cn. However, we recognize that not many people know exactly how to watch these great Chinese tournaments, so here's a little tip on how to do it. So if you go to your computer and type in gamefi.cn in the top, try to let the page load. It's connecting to China. Click on the button to the left of YSL to get the gleague.gamefi.cn site, where you can click on the League of Legends icon to go to the VODs page. And if you want to see the stream, scroll up to the farthest right banner button to load up the GameFi player and enjoy the live broadcast. Next up, we have the company known to push the global standard. If you're a fan of the GSL for StarCraft 2, you watch all their programming all the time. It's GOM TV.
저는 그래텍에서 e스포츠와 방송 제작 사업을 담당하고 있는 오주영입니다. e스포츠의 잠재력이라고 한다면 지금 젊은 사람들은 거의 다 게임을 많이 즐기고 있죠. 하지만 지금 크게 성공한 부자나 정책을 결정하는 정치인들, 이런 기성세대 중에서는 어렸을 때 혹은 젊었을 때 게임이라는 문화를 겪어보지 못한 분들이 많이 있습니다. 시간이 지나면 지날수록 젊었을 때, 어렸을 때부터 계속 게임을 즐기던 세대가 점점 성장을 해서 나중에는 전 세대에 걸쳐서 게임이라는 공감대를 갖고 있는 시대가 머지않아 올 거라고 생각을 하는데요. 그 시대가 온다면 지금보다는 게임이 훨씬 더 폭넓은 사랑을 받고 더 많은 사람들이 즐길 수 있는 좀 더 보편적인 문화 콘텐츠로 자리를 잡을 테니까 e스포츠도 그와 함께 시간이 지날수록 점점 더 성장하지 않을까 기대하고 있습니다. 현재 e스포츠는 지역별로 굉장히 많은 발전을 이룩하고 있고 지역별로 굉장히 오거나이저들이나 방송사들이 잘 해내고 있다고 생각을 합니다. 그러나 전통적인 스포츠 종목들에 비하면 전 세계적으로 협력을 하거나 긴밀하게 연락하는 부분에 있어서는 약간 좀 부족한 게 있는 것 같고 아쉬운 것이 사실입니다. 그래서 피파의 경우가 축구의 경우가 이제 좋은 예 같은데 A매치 데이를 정한다든가 통합 랭킹을 만든다든가 그런 일이 굉장히 유기적이고 조직적이고 체계적으로 이루어지고 있습니다. ESGN이 생기면서 e스포츠계에도 전 세계 e스포츠계를 좀 통합하고 긴밀하게 연락할 수 있는 시스템을 만들 수 있을 거라 기대가 되고 있고요. ESGN의 역할에 따라서 자기 지역에서 사업을 하고 있는 오거나이저들이 좀 더 시장을 확대하거나 시장을 공유할 수 있는 효과도 기대할 수 있다고 생각해서 앞으로 활약에 많은 기대를 하고 있습니다. 네, 곰TV는 지금 저희가 하고 있는 일이 e스포츠 대회를 만들고 그것을 방송 콘텐츠로 제작하는 것이 저희의 일이기 때문에 그 일을 열심히 함으로써 지금 한국에서 ESGN의 유일한 파트너가 곰TV이기 때문에 곰TV가 한국을 대표한다는 마음으로 저희의 역할을 열심히 하면서 한국 e스포츠계의 여러 가지 정보라든가 좋은 콘텐츠를 공유하고 협력할 수 있는 역할을 하려고 하고 있고요. 그거를 바탕으로 전 세계 파트너들이 좀 더 많은 정보와 노하우와 콘텐츠를 가지고 협력해서 같이 발전할 수 있었으면 좋겠습니다. 지금 게임을 좋아하는 세대가 기성세대가 되고 그렇게 되면 전 세대에 걸쳐서 게임과 e스포츠를 좋아하는 세상에 오기 때문에 지금 매니아들을 중심으로 발전을 하고 유지가 되고 있는 e스포츠가 좀 더 많은 사람들이 보편적으로 즐길 수 있는 지금의 영화나 음악만큼이나 보편적으로 폭넓은 사람들이 함께 즐기는 컨텐츠가 돼 있지 않을까 생각합니다. 그렇기 때문에 지금 e스포츠 대회들도 우리의 노력이 바탕이 된다면 올림픽이나 월드컵처럼 큰 행사가 될 수 있는 것도 멀지 않은 미래에 볼 수 있지 않을까요? 전 세계가 좀 더 활발하게 교류하고 하나의 큰 시장을 만들 수 있도록 지금까지 시도됐던 여러 케이스에 비해서 ESGN은 좀 더 의미 있는 성과를 거두시고 앞으로 우리와 함께 발전해 나갈 수 있는 단체가 되셨으면 좋겠습니다.
For 2014, GOM is bringing back the GSL on January 15th. Don't forget they also broadcast World of Tanks every Saturday, and their semifinals of Tanks Asia will be coming up on the 11th of January. And for all information, head on over to gomexp.com. So our final partner is one of the most recognized worldwide for competitive play at both the amateur and the professional level. Let's take a look at ESL.
My name is Ralph Reichert. I'm founder and CEO of ESL. ESL has been around for more than 13 years now, so it's one of the oldest, if not the oldest, esports league out there. ESL started in 2000 with a couple of hundred viewers online and on site. Nowadays, we filled a full stadium this year in Katowice. Viewership online, matches, smaller but still traditional sports. And I think the most important thing to think about is that we feel that we're still in the beginning of esports. There is still very limited cooperation on the organizer side. So we're being around so many years, we have literally very limited ties in working together with the other companies, specifically in the Asian market. So this is one challenge, and the second challenge is obviously to even more professionalize the media production around it. I think we got to a good level so far, but there are still 1-2 more steps above it to go. That will be an interesting challenge. And last but not least is to simply not forget about the amateurs and the beginner, to have an inroad into esports where everyone can actually aspire the guys being on stage, being on this stage over this weekend, but as well to showing them a way how to get there and not making it an elite club only. I'm very excited, ESGN helping on multiple levels. First of all, there's no classic sports news, no well-produced, medialized sports television sports activities. It's just communication around the world, breaking that barrier into Asia, which is still the pinnacle of esports. With the help of ESGN, we would like to be even more global, to work more together with partners from all around the world, and help bringing even more transparency into esports and having titles even matter more. Johan, CEO of ESGN, I know for a very long time. We have a strong personal relationship, and in life, business is always based around relationship to some extent. So working together will really enable us all to grow faster and to make this a true global sports, rivaling the biggest sports out there. And anyone alone will certainly not be able to make it, so we have to do it all together.
ESL has a few more events before wrapping up their 8th season of the Intel Extreme Masters. Good for you, ESL. Sao Paulo on February 2nd, Cologne on February 14th, and Katowice, the World Championships on March 14th through 16th. Check out all of their stuff at www.esl.eu. Now, ESL has had a major facelift in recent times as they are quickly becoming one of the leaders in production and broadcast quality. We had a chance to sit down and talk with the product manager of ESL, Kenneget, and ask him about how 2013 went and what were some of the keys to their success. Hey everyone, I'm joined by the product manager of ESL, James Lampkin, aka Kenneget. Kenneget, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me on.
So for people who don't know who you are, can you introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, so I work at ESL on WCS and on our Dota product, EMS1. And I've been at ESL for the last 6 months or so doing a lot of project development and working on things like BlizzCon. And on all these projects, I work mostly on the creative side of things, from show development and where we want to take the product and the experience that people get on the user end.
Let's talk a little bit about heading into 2014. You kind of mentioned it. Is there anything you're allowed to talk to me about, things you guys are planning, or is it still under the wraps? Because I know you guys still have a few things to wrap up before even the season ends for ESL and IEM.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously at IEM we'll be showing off EMS1 Counter-Strike with $250,000 in prize money, which is going to be pretty amazing. So I can't talk a lot about what we're doing on Dota yet. Probably by the end of January we'll have a lot more to say about it. But it's going to be pretty insane. WCS I've been working a lot on with our creative guys. We've pulled in some really cool talent to elevate our quality on it a lot more. And I wanted to. I told our guys going into our pre-production of 2014, I want us to make this show as if you are seeing a whole new experience. I don't want it to just be 2013 part 2. And so that's what we're going for, and we're well on our way there. I'm pretty happy with the direction it's going, and we'll probably be able to show that off once we get back into the studio and start doing shows again. But yeah, it's going to be a really exciting season for WCS Europe.
James, the last question I'd like to ask you is, you've already commented about the landscape. I want to ask you, is there a message that you'd like to give out to the esports community as we're heading into the new year? There's been a lot of talk about developer support, about organizations stepping up, or even people addressing the community. Is there anything that you'd like to say?
If you're looking to get into esports, now is the right time. If you're a new grad, or if you're a pro gamer who's thinking of moving into another direction, I think now is really the time to do it. And I think it should be for all the people out there that say, hey, I want to get involved in esports. How do I do it? Well, get a skill. If you're working on creative or you're on technical, the number one question you always hear is, hey, I want to help with esports. How do I do it? Well, you got to think of it the other way around. Like first, you get yourself qualified and you make yourself really good at something, and then you show, an organizer or a team or something, hey, this is what I can do, and then get yourself involved like that. So yeah, we're hiring, and be sure to check out our job website and see what we have going on.
Thank you so much for joining us, Kennegat. Do you have any last words and shouts before we let you go?
No, thank you very much for having me. I'm really excited for the content you guys are starting to put on, and really looking forward to what you do in the future.
Well, thanks a lot, James, for joining us, and we can't wait to see what comes out of ESL in 2014. Thanks again, Kennegat, for stopping by. Seems like 2014 will definitely be an incredible year once again for ESL. Hopefully, I get to attend some of those cool events for myself because I want to see the hype. So there you have it, the 3 partners we have for now, but that won't stop us from covering all the tournaments, organizations, and events possible. This includes DreamHack, to whom we owe a quick apology. One thing is for sure, though, Robert Olin, we won't miss a beat on what you guys are doing in 2014. With a new studio for esports content and bigger plans such as an event in Russia, we wish DreamHack the best and can't wait to see what you'll do. If you're curious about their upcoming plans, by the way, you can find it all at dreamhack.se. And with that said, let's take a break. When we come back, Travis stops by for a chat about Battle of the Atlantic. Also, we check in with Susie Kim standing by in Korea. Stay tuned. The Daily News will be right back.
You can see he's coming in there. Peke is desperately up towards the Nexus. Kevin is going to be able to get up towards him. He's trying to do it. But meanwhile, they're in the base. Yellowstar's trying to defend them in the base. Peke is trying to take the Nexus down. Is anyone going to be able to deal with this one? Catches him with another axe. He's very low on the axe right now. They're pushing on the Nexus to his face. Peke managed to get it. I do not believe it.
We were talking about IM Katowice right before the break, so we hope you enjoyed that look back to one of the biggest plays of 2013 and get excited for another great year of League of Legends. Over the past couple of months since the Season 3 World Championships, LoL fans felt an empty hole left by the offseason. As the year closed, top teams like Cloud9 and Fnatic sparked the hope that Westers absolutely can keep competing on the global level. As such, when Riot was preparing for Season 4 Pro Circuit and game changes, they decided to put on a friendly show match between North America and Europe, asking, which region is better? This can only end well. We sat down and talked to Travis Gafford from On Gamers, who was closely watching all of Battle of the Atlantic. Here's what he had to say. Hey guys, I'm joined by Travis Gafford, prominent community figure as well as reporter for OnGamers.com. Travis, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about your adventures in Battle of the Atlantic. And from your perspective, you got to see both the European and North American events. How'd the event go, and what did you see?
It was great. I really enjoyed that Riot decided to put on this sort of fun show match kind of deal at the end of the year that also sort of helped get people more interested, I think, in the promotion tournament than they would have been otherwise. We saw America won, but Europe definitely has a claim in the fact that they won most of the matches. So the point system allowed America to walk away claiming victory, but the matches themselves, Europe came out ahead. So it was kind of this wonderful little thing where the rivalry gets to continue, where both sides can make an argument for why they're the best.
All right, well, we have a lot of cool stuff coming up. LCS begins in just a week and a half from this point on. What are you really excited for coming into 2014? Is it just LCS, or is there anything else that you're keeping an eye out for?
I think a overall level up of the whole industry. I mean, obviously we saw a huge amount of this in 2013, but I think 2014 is going to bring, I think in 2013 the industry leveled up, and 2014 we're going to see the financial backing level up to sort of match the infrastructure upgrades that we saw. So I think we're going to see a lot of really big sponsors come in. I think it'll be interesting to see who comes in and starts sponsoring stuff. I mean, we already have the Coke amateur scene.
Mm-hmm.
I also think the amateur challenger scene is going to be really interesting to watch this year too, as we see that level up and we see how Riot approaches that. So those are my two big things to look out for, at least at the start of this year.
Awesome, cool. And what about for you, Travis? Is there anything that we're going to be looking out for you specifically? What about some of the shows? Will they make a comeback, like Whose League is Anyway or State of the League?
Yeah, so Whose League will definitely be back. Stay League, I think, should be back this year too. I mean, I'm always hesitant to talk too much about Stay League because it's hard to, for reasons I've discussed previously, it's kind of hard to bring that back with everybody's crazy LCS schedules. But I think I might have found some solutions, so we're working on it.
All right, well, thank you very much, Travis, for taking a few minutes to join us. Do you have any last comments and shout-outs before we let you go?
You can just catch me on Twitter at SOTLTravis. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right, well, thank you so much, Travis. Again, follow him on Twitter at SOTLTravis. We can catch all of his updates as well as his journalistic articles for OnGamers.com. Big thanks to Travis once again. We look forward to working more with OnGamers as they have a great pulse on the esports scene with their great team of reporters and writers. Also, thanks, Riot, for allowing us to use your footage from Battle of the Atlantic. Taking a quick look at the results, we had some great matches. And like Travis mentioned, it's nice to have something kind of crazy to keep going, but if you look at the total results, it looks like North America barely edging out Europe by a score of 6-5. It was so close, maybe we need to have another one coming soon. And of course, after the Battle of the Atlantic, don't miss the start of LCS. January 14th, Europe season begins, and January 17th, the North America season begins, and you can catch it all at twitch.tv/riotgames and subscribe to the channel to see for yourself. Let's take a break. When we come back, what's cooking in Korea? We'll find out with Susie Kim, our Korean correspondent. Also, we take a glance at the recent quarterfinals of OGN Winter. Don't go anywhere. The Daily News returns right after this.
We will win every series, for sure.
Be prepared to see Hearthstone like you've never seen it before.
We do have some secret things planned, so you should watch out.
That was a trailer to the premiere of our Fight Night coming up later this evening. Make sure to tune in to see your favorite Hearthstone players, Trump, Kripparrian, Artosis, Ekop, and more. I can't wait. Card games, wheel spins, and RNG. It's going to be a good time. Before the break, we talked a lot about the NA and EU rivalry, but many League of Legends fans consider that to be mid-tier play on the world stage. To millions of fans, Asia is far and away the strongest region of overall skill, most notably Korea. To help correspond with all things, Susie Kim will be looking in on the action, and we caught up with her earlier today for a quick word. How's it going, Susie?
Hey, Dan, I'm good. Just as Dan said, I am your South Korea correspondent and reporter. My job here basically is to try to bring you all the content from the South Korea region. That includes going to all the arenas and the events, possibly getting player interviews with the Koreans, and maybe even getting a sneak peek into their team houses if they'll let me in there. But I really, really am excited for this job, and I hope that I could bring you things that you haven't been able to see before. On that note, before I get started, I want to go ahead and show you guys the 3 arenas that I will probably be spending a lot of time in. So, have a look, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hi guys, I'm Susie Kim with ESGN TV, and I want to introduce to you for our first broadcast 3 different stadiums that I'm going to be broadcasting from and giving you great content. First, this is the GOM Studios. As you can see here, this is our GSL Wall of Fame. We have all of the individual winners here, as you can see, and it's right on the rampway into the stadium. Now here is the main part of the stadium. You can see that they have the 2 player booths in the front. Today they're doing World of Tanks, and so they have changed the background, but all other games, Dota 2 as well as StarCraft, they will change the scenery for that, and it's quite exciting. You guys will definitely see a bunch of it. I also want to show you that this is where the casters cast. It's actually way up high on the 2nd floor, and nobody's allowed access there, but I'm going to give you guys some access, so come follow me. Okay, and now here we are on the 2nd floor. Not a lot of people are allowed up here, but I will show you especially. This is where they will do the broadcasting. You can see the casters are here with their TV and their camera. And there you have it. That's the grand tour of the GOM Studios, and hopefully you guys will be able to come here at some point in your lives to come see a game live, because it is absolutely an amazing place when it's full of cheering fans. And the next arena I want to introduce to you is the Nexon Arena. This is brand new. This has actually just opened up on the 28th of last month. Right now you can see that they are doing the StarCraft Pro League. And aside from this, there's also the FIFA Online League that's going on. And this arena is equipped to have many more tournaments in the future. So I'm really excited for that. The arena is quite nice. If you'll just follow me, there's an entire first floor section, and then upstairs there's more seating for over 200 people that can fit up there, with different booths for different types of gameplay. So that's this arena. Spo TV usually broadcasts out of this one, and I hope to show you more games from here as well. Finally, at the OGN Studios in Yongsan, where we could find League of Legends and, soon to come, Hearthstone content. Now, this entire crowd here is to watch a game tonight, and it's only the round of 8, so you can see how popular esports is here in South Korea. Now, since this line is really long, why don't we go ahead and take a sneak peek at the stadium before the crowd gets in there first. Okay, and here we are inside the studio now. What I want to show you first are the player booths. There's one on each side, obviously, with these super comfortable chairs. And on this side here now, you can see the seats for all those kids waiting outside, soon to be completely filled with cheering fans. Now, behind me, if you'll follow me, and now this is the front stage. As you can see, we have our Korean casters on the left and our very own Doha and Monte Cristo on the right. You can see then this entire OGN studio is here for League of Legends, but not to be alarmed, there's going to be definitely more content coming from here, and I cannot wait to show you guys the rest of the studio when we have more time. But that'll be it, and I hope you enjoyed the studio tours of all 3 places in Seoul, South Korea, and this has been Susie Kim for ESGN TV.
Thanks, Susie. That was a really cool tour. And as mentioned, she'll be covering Korea with our partner GOM, the Nexon Arena, and also OGN, who just finished the quarterfinals of their Winter Champions League. With the level of play rising across the board in Korea at an accelerated rate, the hype for the quarterfinals were at an all-time high. You could say the results were expected, but no one could predict how one-sided the series would be between heavyweights Samsung Galaxy Ozone and CJ Frost. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
Trying to come in, there's a solar flare. Mad Life getting locked up as well. Pops that box, but it's not going to help it, man. Shy doing everything he can, but it's just not enough. But the second Nexus turret does go down. Tons of kills already. Still only 1 kill all game for CJ Frost, and that's how it's going to end. There we go. There's the ultimate. They're going in. Helios on the trap, tries to slow everybody up, and he will, but he'll pay for it with his life.
I really feel like, oh, wow.
Oh, welcome back to the Rift. What in the, what? Imp finally goes down, but there goes the Nexus. And Samsung Ozone takes game 2.
Pull out in the late game, but it will be difficult.
This is interesting. Mada coming down, face checking that brush, but people going back. Helios finds Mada, and Space is right there as well. Solar Flare. Helios getting very low, didn't have time to make it out, and Imp with another kill. Space needs to run in. Look at this. Shy low in the top lane, and they're going to be able to get it. Dandy picks that one up.
Baron's still got 20 seconds before it comes back up, and they want to deal some damage with the siege.
Yep. Oh, the grab. He's going to get Looper. That's kind of a tanky target. Meanwhile, Helios gets blown up. Shy in the back lines has to back off immediately. Imp with another kill. Shy. There's the solar flare into GBM. Can they make a follow-up? They'll try. Double kill for Imp already as he takes that down. Dandy with one of his own, taking out Space, and GBM and Mad Life.
So Samsung Galaxy Ozone would decisively sweep CJ Frost 3-0 all series long. Their teamwork was great. Big plays from Imp and Dandy as Ozone played exceptional, earning a commanding victory over the Season 2 World runner-ups. Now, if you take a look at the full results board for the quarterfinals, SK Telecom T1K defeats Samsung Galaxy Blue. KT Bolts wins 3-1 over Blaze. Najin White Sword wins 3-1 over Storm, which paints the semifinals coming up on January 8th and 10th. SK Telecom T1K versus KT Rolster Bullets, two of the best teams in 2013. What's going to happen in 2014, we don't know. Najin White Shield versus Samsung Ozone, that's going to be on January 10th. And the grand finals will be on January 15th, where you're going to see the best two teams face off. And you'll see who's going to take home some of the awards, like the current KDA leader, as we see Looper, Dandy, Nagne, Bang, Pumandu. All these guys have been playing phenomenal for the role. And who is going to win the MVP award for $10,000? Will it be Gung, Faker, or Dade? Gotta tune in to watch all the action with Doa and Monte Cristo at twitch.tv/omgainnet, or follow OGN Live on Twitter if you can read Korean. There was also another story worth mentioning involving Samsung Galaxy Ozone following one of their Group C matches against Team Dark. During the match, after the first loss and guaranteed exit from the tournament, Team Dark demonstrated poor sportsmanship in Game 2. During the draft, Dark picked an all-jungler composition while selecting Smite and 100 machetes for a level 1 invade. And then when it all went south, they launched a Drake offensive, which hopelessly got caught and punished. In their defeat, Dark waved the white flag by placing dozens of wards by their Nexus. While Team Dark may have cemented their legacy in LoL Pro history, it certainly sacrificed the viewer experience and integrity of the competition. Consequently, Team Dark was handed a 1-year ban from every Riot-sanctioned competition. We applaud Riot for stepping up and enforcing professionalism at the pro level. Now, something that is actually funny, every day in our show we would like to feature the community, whether it's epic videos, neat art, or even fun Photoshop with cats. Tonight's feature is one of the greatest sites for industry satire and entertainment, the eSports Express. Think BuzzFeed meets The Onion. I highly encourage you to look at their recent LoL Awards of 2013, including Best Bench won by CLG, and CLG. With edgy and relevant articles coming out on a regular basis, ESEX is definitely one of my favorite places to browse for some of that so brave, many joke, such wow humor that many fans love. Before we send you off to Fight Night, let's quickly look at the 5-day forecast to show you what's happening for the rest of the week. As you can see, on tomorrow, the Red Bull ECL Grand Finals with DK versus IG, two teams that have been meeting quite often recently. Definitely check that out. Wednesday will be day 2 of the D2L League in Las Vegas, where the winner will be decided starting at 21 CET, or noon PST for the West Coast people. Also on Friday, on Thursday, the OGN Winter semis will continue between KT Rolster as well as SK Telecom T1. On Thursday, the Ironman Team Cup will be underway with teams like StarTail and IG that actually begins 12 CET. On Friday, the C qualifier for WCS America, where we get to see some new blood injected into the StarCraft 2 Pro Circuit. And finally, Saturday, the GPO Winter Finals will be a classic team kill face-off between Taipei Assassins and Taipei Snipers. But don't forget that we are also on air tomorrow, same time, same place. That's a wrap for the Daily News from Dan Cho and the rest of the crew here at ESGN TV. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for Fight Night.